the South China Sea and contested ocean space. The South China Sea is a large tropical ocean with an area of over 3 million kilometres squared and is the main link between the Indian and Pacific Oceans for cargo ships to transport goods. Around 90% in volume of global goods are transported by boat, and this sea is a vital one for this. Many states in the region rely on this trade for their income as there are little natural resources on land, so raw materials need to be imported and manufactured goods exported. The sea is also an area of great biodiversity and is home to coral reefs that support thousands of species of marine fish. It is estimated that 12% of global fishing catches from the South China Sea, worth over $21 billion a year and providing employment for 3.7 million people. There has been speculation that the South China Sea is a major source of seabed energy sources, and in 2013, US sources estimated that there were most likely around 11 billion barrels of oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of gas. The conflict that exists over the ownership over the sea means that not much exploration has taken place, but makes the waters even more desirable. This area has very complex coastal geography, including many small islands, rocks, and reefs. 3 areas of islands have competing claims over their sovereignty: the Spratly Islands in the south, Parasol Islands in the northwest, and the Scarborough Shoal in the northeast. The Spratly Islands were traditionally considered to be unimportant, as each island is so small and were potential hazards to navigation. Despite their insignificance, areas of the islands are claimed by China, Taiwan, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Vietnam. Most of the claimants have occupied and installed garrisons on the disputed islands. As China was late to the occupation of these, they only have the small ones that become covered at low tide, so China has begun to build artificial islands to increase their physical presence in this area. China has created a 9-dash line which they claim as their own, as they have undertaken oil exploration and operate their fishing fleets. It consists of many disconnected lines, but if joined would take up 80% of the sea. In a legal case in 2016, China's 9-dash line was dismissed after a victory by the Philippines, and the Spratly Islands were defined as rocks which cannot generate maritime claims beyond a 12 nautical mile territory, as the breadth of a coastal state's territorial sea is not to exceed 12 nautical miles. The tribunal also found that China had violated the rights of the Philippines by interfering with their fishing and exploration of oil, and that they had caused severe harm to the coral reef environment through their construction of artificial islands. As a result of this, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia are free to claim rights over the sea to 200 nautical miles from their coasts, which has significantly reduced the amount of disputed area. However, China continues to reject the ruling, which cannot be combated, firstly because there is no enforcement of these laws, and secondly because they are one of the 5 members of the UN Security Council, so any move against them could be easily vetoed. The conflict continues as China aims to exercise their historic rights, and the other nations attempt to use the natural resources available to them. This has dire implications for the marine biodiversity, coral habitats, and the free movement of trade throughout the area.